Governor Whitmer may have signed the state budget last night. No government shutdown, but make no mistake, the battle in Lansing is far from over. The governor used her line item veto 147 times to remake the budget and slash nearly $1 billion in spending. And now she's slamming Republicans for not being serious about solving the state's problems. We bring in Rod Maloney, who is in Lansing tonight. And Rod, Republicans now firing back against that.
Well, it's been an interesting day, Devin, because it all really boils down to this: 45 cents a gallon in a gasoline tax. Now, the legislature thought that they were rid of this as an issue. The governor says she needs $2.5 billion in the next 10 years to fix the roads. And so that's where we stand tonight.
The legislature put $400 million for roads in the budget and drew cash from other departments to do it.
They've created crises in other parts of state government in order to have a talking point.
The governor wanted no road funding in the budget.
This one-time $400 million that fixes 4 bridges and 39 miles is not serious. It's dangerously unserious.
Still, legislative leadership agreed with the governor to work on a budget now in order to do a roads fix later. House Speaker Lee Chatfield says when the governor saw the road funding,
we were negotiating back and forth, and after she wasn't getting her way, she stepped away. And it's difficult to negotiate with someone who keeps changing their mind. That was simply made, was proof yesterday when you saw that she vetoed record funding to roads simply because it wasn't through her 45-cent gas tax hike.
It's complete and utter balderdash. The fact of the matter is, when we sat down to have a conversation around the budget, they came with ultimatums. That's not a negotiation.
So with the line item vetoes, roads get set aside. The governor takes from other departments to fill in other budget holes, and now there's $1 billion to spend.
She received that through cutting services to roads, cutting services to public schools, cutting services for our veterans, cutting services for our children with autism. And I think it's wrong to use our kids as political pawns in this process.
It gets us back to the table so that we can negotiate how we are going to prioritize spending within these departments.
So you're probably wondering what got cut by the vetoes. Well, $400 million in roads, obviously, but $234 million in the Health and Human Services Department budget, $128 million in the school aid budget. That's about $700 million of all of that. A lot of other cuts that have caused consternation in a lot of different groups, including the MEA, the Michigan Education Association. The governor says she wants to sit down and talk with leadership come Thursday. We'll see what happens. Reporting live in Lansing, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
We sure will. All right, Rod, and speaking of those cuts, we are also going to have a story coming up a little later on at 5:30 with Jason Colthorpe about the Pure Michigan campaign, which was also being cut. More on that coming